Good morning, everyone. This is our number 4 and final session for this Olive course. And today I'm going to take you very quickly through what we have learned together in the last 3 weeks. And then in this week, I'm going to give you some information about employment, about the job market in the UK, and about different options that you have to enter the job market, and about the different type of support available if you need any kind of support now and in the future. I appreciate that some of you still waiting for your asylum claims to be processed, so you don't have the right, maybe you don't have the right to work at the moment, but that's fine because whatever you learn today, you can use them in the future. At some point, you will have your right to work. You need to start applying for jobs, finding jobs, writing applications, writing CVs, going to interviews. So whatever you learn today, you can use them if not now, in the future. So if you remember, in the first 3 weeks, we started with education system in the UK. And we have gone through 3 different routes or pathways that you have: going to university, or doing vocational training, or doing more kind of technical qualifications. So we talked about GCSEs and A levels, and if you don't have level 2 or level 3 qualification from your country, what you need to do, you can go to a college doing your GCSEs or A levels, but you have other options available. You can do functional skills, you can do access courses, and so on. Also, you have options for vocational training, including BTECs that we talked about last week. And if you don't remember, or if you need more information, you can always go back to the videos that we have from last week. And also you can do, if you are more interested in technical jobs, in technical work, you can go through other qualifications, not going to university, but you can do vocational qualifications like NVQs and so on. If your main plan is to go to university, you need to have level 2s and level 3s. It could be high school diploma from your country. It could be going to college here. But at the same time, you need to improve your language as well, because most of the universities, all of the universities, they want you to show your level of language, your level of proficiency in English language. And if you remember, we said for undergraduate courses, you need to pass this red bar here. You can pass IELTS 6, 6.5, but many universities for undergraduate, they accept other language qualifications, including level 2 ESOL or functional skills. So if you go to a college and if you do your level 2 in ESOL functional skills, you can use it to apply for university. So when you have your qualification and when you have your language, then you can start applying for university for undergraduate. And again, the deadline for, if you plan to go to university next year in September 2026, you need to submit your application by mid-January, in probably less than 2 months. So you need to be quick and active in starting planning and submitting your application. Again, if you need more information, go back to the videos from last week. If you need more support, my email is there. So you can always email me saying that I would like to apply for university. I don't know how to do this, how to do that. I don't have a reference. I'm not sure about my personal statement. And I'm always happy to help you with your application. And then the third thing that you need to know is for university applications, it's about your financial situation. If you have refugee status, then you can have access to a student finance in most of the cases. If not, you need to apply for scholarships. And again, in previous sessions, we talked about the scholarships for asylum seekers. So that's something available. Think about that and apply to universities which have scholarship support for asylum seeker students. But today, I want to talk to you about employment, because most of you, I think you would like to go to university or you would like to go to college so that you can find a job that you can earn good amount of money to take care of yourself and to take care of your family and provide a good quality of life for yourself and your family. And I have students quite often asking me, should we go to university? Why should we go to college? Why should we study? Why should we get qualification from UK? Isn't it too late for us? I'm 30 years old, I'm 40 years old. Do I still have enough time or not? And these are my answers to those questions, okay? So first of all, the retirement age in the UK for us at the moment is 67 years. And it's very likely that in future, in the next few years, they are going to increase that age to, I'm not sure, 68, 70. But the reason it's there, I would like to think about yourself and how many more years you need to work before retirement. Even if you are 40, you still need to work for 27 more years. Okay? If you are 35 years, 37 years old, you need here still work more 30 more years. So the point that I'm trying to make is that don't think about how old you are or how many years you have studied before. Think about how many more years you need to work here in this country. And if you think that way, for most of you, you still have 30 years, 35 years, for some of you, maybe 40 years ahead of yourself. So plan for the years to come, not based on the years that you've passed. The other point is, the main difference is if you go to university or if you go to college and have a degree, a qualification, you can find better jobs. And if better jobs, you are going to have more income. There is a difference between income and salary from jobs that you can have with qualification and without qualification. At the moment, like in 2024, the average salary in the UK for professionals was 36,000 pounds. Okay, which means if you spend 1 year, 2 year, 3 years in university, in college, then you are going to have better salary, better income for the next 20, 25, 30 years. And that's why I suggest everyone, and I encourage everyone, you need to invest in your education, training, and work experience, because you have many years to work. And if you work in a good job with good income, you can have a better quality of life for yourself and for your family. So always think about how many years you need to work here. It doesn't matter how old you are, or it doesn't matter if you need to stay for 2 or 3 years in college or university. You are planning for your next 30 years. There are 3 images here. In this one, you can see unemployment rate. It's lower for people who have qualification. So the green one is unemployment rate for people with no qualification. But if you get higher undergraduate qualification, that's the blue one, which means it reduces your unemployment rate. And if you go postgraduate, it further reduces unemployment rate in the UK. So you see, the more you study, the more you train, the more you go to college and have degrees, it reduces your unemployment and increases your employment rate. But in here, also you can see the difference between income for people with qualification and without qualification. So for graduates, the blue one, if you study with qualification, you can find better jobs and you can make more money and have a better quality of life for yourself and your family. But without that, you can see the income is lower, which means you are going to have a not so good probably or as good quality of life as people with degrees and qualifications can have. If you notice here in the beginning, it's more difficult because you need to work and you need to study at the same time. But after 2-3 years, you will start making more money for 20, 30, 25 years until your retirement. So that's again why I suggest everyone to think about and plan for your education and training. It's for some of you going to university, but for some it could be going to college and having a BTech or NVQs or apprenticeship qualification, and then having better job opportunities in the future. And then generally speaking, unemployment rate in the UK here, as you can see, is low. Okay, it's at the moment it's about 5%, which means it's low. It's higher than 2-3 years before, but generally speaking, compared to many other countries, unemployment rate is low. So if you invest, if you study, if you have the skills needed, then it's very likely for you to find jobs. Don't be worried about being unemployed. I showed you all these evidence to say that if you invest, if you study, if you train yourself, then you have good chance of finding good jobs and you have good chance of earning more money for the rest of your life until retirement. But most of the time, students asking me about where are the jobs? What are the sectors that we can find jobs there? And in this image, it's from it's for 2026, the employment for next year. So these are the main sectors for employment in the UK. So supermarkets, and it doesn't mean that when we say supermarket, it's not people who just customer assistants. All people who work in different kind of sections or departments of a supermarket. So like if you think about Tesco or Asda, their employees are not just people working in stores, but all the other people, all the other employees that they have in administration, in finance, in accountancies, and so on, in HR. So supermarkets are the largest employers in the UK. The next one, the next sector are charities. And many people here in the UK, they work for charities. And again, many of these charities, they have professional job opportunities. Again, including accountants, managers, marketers, social workers, care workers, and so on. The third one is hospitals and NHS. And that's a very large employer, large sector as well. And then you can see the others as well, like the business, marketing, construction work, engineering, food, and education. Being a teacher, being a nursery teacher, school teacher, high school teacher, college teacher, and university teacher. So if you are thinking about what should I study and where or what should I go to college for training and to find a job, these are the main sectors that you can think about. Okay, so supermarkets, charities, hospitals, education, construction, engineering, and food. These are the main industries with job opportunities in the UK. If you think about future studying in the university, and if you are not sure about what to study so that you increase your job opportunities in the future, these are the main areas with opportunities in the next few years. So food, again, studying anything about food, food scientists, food technology, that can give you some good advantage when you have your degree and you want to start applying for jobs. Anything about IT, cybersecurity, IT developers, and so on. Again, we think in the next few years there are good job market for people with these kind of skills. And as I said, it doesn't need to be university. You can go to college, you can have vocational training. People in the sport, wellness, sports scientists, people in healthcare, nurse, social workers, care workers, welfare professionals, GPs, midwives, pharmacists, anything in healthcare. If you study, you have good chance of employment. Engineers, again, different sectors of engineering, mechanical engineers, construction engineers, teachers. Again, in the UK, we always need more teachers. If you are interested in teaching, you can spend 2-3 years of training and education and apply for a teaching role, and then you will have good chance of finding jobs with relatively good income. And then medical practitioners and nurses. Again, if you think about what to study or train, these are the main areas. And these are the sectors with workforce shortage in the UK. So these are the sectors that they don't have enough workforce at the moment in the UK. Again, if you are thinking about planning for employment, just think about, do you have any qualification, any experience in these areas? Or think about which one you are interested in and go and apply for some college courses, university courses, so that you can find job opportunities in these sectors. Again, architecture, engineering, computer, education, finance, health, legal and accounting, admin jobs, business activities, care activities, retail, and social work. Again, you have more chances if you study in these areas because there are more job opportunities available at the moment and in the future in the next few years. But how to enter? So we know that the UK, there are job opportunities, they need workforce, but how to enter this job market? So, and we talked about it in the last 3 sessions as well. So the first one, some of you already have qualification, you have experience. And if your language is good enough, you can start applying for jobs. I give you more information about the job application process later today. But for some of you, you don't have those skills yet. So you need to apply for some courses, for some trainings, so that you have the skills to apply for those jobs. You remember from the last week, we talked about vocational education, BTECs, NVQs, apprenticeship. But for some of those jobs, you need to go to university. You need to do undergraduate or postgraduate work yourself, postgraduate studies yourself before applying for jobs. And there, for some of you, you may have experience in business in the past, so you were business owners, and then that's always an opportunity. And I give you some information about if you are interested in self-employment and working for yourself and having your own company and your own business, where to find more information and support. But these are the main entries, the main ways of entering the UK job market. Any question on up until now? If you have a question, just feel free to send it in the chat box or switch your microphone on and ask your question. Otherwise, we will have to. Okay, Something else that I would like you to be aware of is something called skill set or uh, employability skills. But before I explain these employability skills, I answered the question from Fatu about what duration of volunteering do you recommend? Well, as much as you can, the more the better until you find a paid job. But probably you need to have at least 3, 4 months, 6 months, because you need to be in a role to learn some new skills, and learning itself, it takes time. So I would suggest anything bit less than 3 months is good, is still good. So even one day of volunteering is good, but something that can add good value to your CV, just try to be there between 3 to 6 months, so that you show that I spent enough time to learn new skills, make new connections, and practice my skills as well. But again, even one day, 1 hour is good, because you can learn something, and then try to continue, because the more you continue, you learn more until you can find a paid job. Okay, so here in the UK, if you open any kind of job advert, if you go online and if you search for jobs, and if you open the job advert that where you can find information, all jobs, employers want you to show that you have some of these skills, okay, from number 1 to number 9. It doesn't matter if it's for working in a supermarket or becoming a manager of a company. They want you to show that you have these skills. You need to show other skills as well, but these are necessary. So you need to show that you have business awareness. So if you apply for a job, for instance, in care sector, becoming care worker, you need to show that you understand the rules, the regulations, and how the sector works. You need to show you have communication skills. Communication could be reading, writing, speaking, understanding others, and making yourself clear to others in terms of what you need, what you say, and what you want. Entrepreneurship, trying to show that you are creative. Information technology, trying to show that you have some experience of working with IT equipment. So you can work with a computer, you can work with a mobile phone, you can work with a laptop, you can send emails. Most of the jobs now, they need you to work with some kind of IT equipment. You need to send emails, or you need to check your emails. You need to type, make presentations. So it depends on the job. Numeracy, some skills in working with numbers. You don't need to be very advanced in math, but you need to show that I can work with numbers. I can say, for instance, 10 plus 2 is 12. Okay, so some basic understanding of numbers. Problem solving, I'm a good problem solver. I can, if anything happens in my daily job, I can solve those problems by my own. Resilience, not being able to come back if you had any kind of failure. So showing that you don't get discouraged and demotivated easily. You can fight, and you can overcome and address issues, and then you can again start again. Self-management and team working. You are good in working with teams and working with other people in your team. Also, you are good in working on your own. You don't need someone to monitor you and manage you. You are a self-managed person. And it's very important that in your CV, which we talk about later today, and in your application and in your interview, you show that you have these kind of skills. Depending on the job, when you open a job application, they talk about some of these skills. You need to have good communication skills or good problem solver, but they for sure they need a number of them, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them. And it's very important to show that you have them. That could be through writing in your CV. but could be through writing in your application or through showing during the interview when you go for a job interview. Let me to just very quickly probably open like if you go on Indeed, I think most of you know Indeed job search. I'm just trying to show you a job application. So for instance, let's see, delivery driver, even like for jobs like delivery driver. Let's see if I can find the personal specification. Okay, so here you can see these are the qualities of the people that they are looking for. And most of them, they are somehow relevant to these skills. So when they say we want someone with programming and IT, so they want you to show that you have those IT skills, desiring to learn new technologies, positive, proactive attitude, willingness to take feedback, which is about enterprise and entrepreneurship, working with others and contributing to a supportive team, which, if you remember, is about teamwork. Problem-solving mindset and attention to detail, which again is about problem-solving skills. So the point is, it's not matter what job you are applying for. In here in the UK, almost every job application, they want you to show that you have these kind of skills. And this is something for you to think about. Do I have communication skills? If yes, just write it in your CV, write it in your application. Do I have information technology skills? If yes, write it in your CV, write it in your application, talk about it when you go to interview. If not, you need to apply for some kind of courses. If you are not good in information technology, go to college and do a course in level 2, level 1 IT. If you are not good in numeracy, working with numbers, take a college course, do a level 2 entry level, pre-entry, whatever your level is, math course. Okay, so this is a very good framework which shows you what skills, the 9 employability skills that almost every job needs here in the UK. So I'm sure that most of you have some of these, but you need to take some training in some of them. So just think about which ones you have, add them to your CV, add them to your application, which ones you need to learn, go to college, take a course, or even do an online course. You don't need necessarily to go to college. There are many online courses that you can learn about time management or team working or IT or problem solving. Just try to train yourself so that you can add them to your CV and talk about them when you go to interviews. The next thing that I would like you to have in mind, because as I said, most everyone here, you would like to go to university and have some kind of training or qualifications, some kind of college training, because you would like to start working, you would like to find a job. And to find a job, and I said this about studying in university as well, you need to have a career plan. Okay, without planning, it may be very difficult to know what you need to do, and it may take you more time to find the opportunities that you are looking for. So you need to have a career plan to help you to manage your direction, what you need to do next, and when you need to do them, what you need to do in the next 3 months, 6 months, a year, or 2 years. You need to very clearly think about your goals. Okay, what is your goal in the next 6 months? Is it to do a functional skills course? or is it to improve your English, or is it to start a voluntary job? And then what is your goal in 6 months, in a year, and in 2 years? What are the job skills that you have if you think about these skills? And what are those that you need to learn? And if you put everything in a plan, then you have a clear roadmap, a clear plan that reduces your confusion and stress, and it makes it possible for you to reach out for help. You can send me an email saying that, oh, this is my 6 month plan, and I need number 1, number 2, and number 3. I need you to find me a college course for functional skills, which makes it easy for other people to help you as well. So again, having a plan is very important, and it doesn't need to be a long plan. Just knowing 3 things or 2 things that you are going to do in the next 6 months to a year. Today, when I send you the slides, I send you a template and a career plan, a personal career plan template. Okay, you can use that template to answer some questions and plan for the steps that you need to do in the future. Again, I'll remind you of the National Career Service that we explored last week together, just showing you what it was. National Career Service. If you need information about jobs and what skills do you need for jobs, just go to National Career Service, explore careers, and find out more about, for instance, if you want to become a care worker, what are the jobs and what are their entry requirements for different type of care working. So in care working jobs, you have more than 300 job titles, and then for each of them you can just click on the, for instance, if you would like to become a senior care worker, just click on that and then go through the options, see which one is the best option for you: going to college, or doing an apprenticeship, or studying, working, and volunteering. Okay, so again, for your planning, career planning, National Career Service is a good resource to go to and start finding more information. So that's the point. What are your options? What skills do you have? What are your goals? What you need to learn, and how long you have time. So have all of them, add them to your plan, and then try to see what is the next step that you need to do. And if you need help, just reach out to me or to others for more information. So the job finding in the UK, so most of the things, as you probably know, are online these days. So when you are looking for jobs, you can go online. There are many websites, including Indeed that I just showed you, or many other websites. You can just Google for job finding in the UK, and there are tens of websites. So you need to find a job. The application process, similar to university applications, are online. So most of the time, you need to fill an application form. You need to have a CV. You need to write a statement, and that's it. So finding the job, filling the form, adding your CV, adding your statement, and then applying for those jobs. If you are successful, most of the jobs, or in many jobs, they will invite you to an interview. And during that interview, they'll ask you some questions about yourself and about that job. And if you are successful again, they'll offer you the job. Almost, I would say probably 90+% of jobs in the UK, that's the process. Online application, for which you need CV, statement, and fill in application form. going to an interview, and if everything is good, you will be offered the job. So these are the 3 steps that you need to think of. I'm not going to talk that much about because I don't think that you are now in that stage of actively applying for jobs. Probably most of you are now more interested in training and education, but these are just some general information to have in mind about how to write your CV and how prepare for interview. When I send you the slides, you'll see more information about CV writing, about preparing yourself for interviews. There are some videos about how to prepare yourself for interviews. I added some slides about how to write your job application, what you need to write in the application form. And here in these links, you can see a step-by-step information about how to write your CV, your cover letter, how to fill the application form, how to write your personal statement, how to prepare for interview, and if you are interested in having your LinkedIn account for more professional jobs, how to start your LinkedIn profile. But one thing that I'm going to focus on more today is before that, I'm going to show you the how to become web page. So again, for some of you, you have some jobs in mind and you don't know how to become that professional, okay? And this website is a good one to give you information. For instance, if you would like to become a police officer, if you would like to become a community support officer, or if you want to become any other job, how to become. And then if you click on that, it takes you to a page and gives you more information about training and support available to enter those jobs. Again, a very good website, source of information. Try to use it. In the slides, you will see some information about how to prepare for yourself for interview. When you have an interview, again, I'm not going to go into the detail of that because I don't think you are now in that stage of preparing yourself for interview. But in the future, when you have an interview invitation, you can come back to these slides, to the videos, and you can always write back to me saying that I have an interview in next week or 2 weeks time, and I'm always happy to help you with in your preparation. And these are all the kind of the preparations that you need for interviews and different type of questions that you have. And then something that I want you to think about is, again, I showed you any kind of job in the UK, you'll go online and you will find some information about that job. It's very important to carefully read that job advert. So for instance, here I showed you an advert for an IT developer. Okay, so it's important to very carefully read everything here, making sure what they need from you, and then making sure that your application, in your application, you write about them and showing that you are the person that they need. For here, they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 sections for what they are looking for. So it's very important in your application letter, in your statement, you write about them, okay? If something is not there, you don't need to write about it. So for instance, here they talk about someone with problem solving. In your application, you need to explain that you are a good problem solver. They talk about team worker. In your application, you need to write about you are a good team worker. It's not anything about numeracy and math there. You don't need to write about it. It's not, there is nothing there about, I'm not sure, communication skills. So you don't need to write about it. That's the main thing to have in mind when you, hopefully soon you start applying for jobs. Carefully read the job advert. That's the main reason that many people fail. They come to me saying that I sent 20 applications, nothing, or I sent 50 applications, no interview, no one answered my application, responded to my application. And when I check their application letters, their application statement, it's because they don't read the job specification and they don't write based on that. So every job, they have their own requirements. So if you go for this job here or the other job up there, they need a different person than this. And if you keep sending the same application every time, you wouldn't hear anything back. That's the main thing that I would like you to take from this session. Read the job advert carefully. Pay attention to what they are looking for. They are not looking for you. They are looking for that person. So you need to show that you are that person. You need to write it in your application that you are someone with experience, you are someone with desire to learn, you are someone with positive attitude, you are someone that enjoys working, you are someone with problem solving, and you are someone curious about modern systems. That's all you need to write. Anything else you write, you don't have a chance. Okay? Have that in mind when hopefully soon you start applying for jobs. But again, when I send you the slides, you will have more information about how to fill the application forms, how to prepare yourself for interviews. And it's very important, specifically for you and like me, when you don't speak English as your first language, you need to practice. Okay, you need to practice specifically to be very good and fluent in talking about yourself. And start practicing from now. Just think about how to introduce yourself in 30 seconds, who you are, what you do, your experiences, your qualifications, and so on. That's important. In every interview you go, you need to talk about yourself. Don't wait for the interview. From today, from now, start preparing and practicing. If I give you 10 minutes, 5 minutes, 1 minute to talk about yourself, are you ready? If not, start talking with yourself, start practicing with your friends, with your relatives, with your family members, or on your own about how to introduce, how to explain, to explain your career, your skills, and so on. That's very important. Because if you go to an interview and you cannot introduce yourself properly, then you have no chance of having that job opportunity. I added some examples here about how to structure your introduction, who you are, what you do, what you've done in the past, your skills and your qualifications. And if you practice it several times, then it becomes easy for you to just start talking about yourself and introducing yourself and making connections to others. So go through the example and try to start practicing how to introduce yourself and talk about your career, your past, your plans, your skills, and so on. So all of them are different examples that I added here for you. And then you can start making you following the same structure, but based on your own details and information. Any question before I move to the next section? Anything that you would like to know about job application, interview preparation, CVs, and statements?
Maybe for you. Yeah, maybe. So just do it. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so I just move on to the next section. We just talked about how important it is to have a good CV and be prepared for interview and for writing a good job application statement. For many of these, there are different AI and computer online tools that you can use to improve your CV, to prepare yourself for interview, and to have support and help in your application process. The first one that I'm going to introduce to you is an AI app called Nia. When I send you the links, you have access to the link to AI, but I'm going to send it to in the chat box. So when you go to the website for Nia, there you can see how to use the app. It works on your WhatsApp. I'm sure that most of you use WhatsApp for your daily communication. But basically, Nia is designed to help you with CV writing, with interview preparation, with job finding, and so on. And it's easy to use even without having a computer. You can just use your mobile phone and work with Nia to have support with your CV and with your job application or job finding. I'm going to show you how does it work on WhatsApp. Let me open my WhatsApp page, and I'll show you on WhatsApp how okay, let me see how I can share this. Okay, so this is how it looks like when you go on WhatsApp, and you can just text and talk with the app. You say, I want to review my CV. Then it says, could you please add your CV? You add your CV and it comes back with some information about how to improve your CV. If you are looking for jobs, you can say, I look for jobs. Then you can say what kind of jobs. It asks you about what kind of jobs and where. So here I said I need social media jobs, digital marketing jobs in United Kingdom, in Crawley. And it comes back with a list of jobs available in that area about social media and marketing and digital marketing. Also, if you need help with your CV, again, you add your CV, it gives you more information how to improve your CV or finding jobs more specific to your CV. So, very helpful. You can ask here, I ask the app, Nia app, to help me with writing my personal statement. I started writing some personal statement sentences, and then it helped me to write a very good personal statement based on my information and based on my CV. Okay, so for many of these, if you are not very good in writing, if you are not very good in writing a CV, if you don't know how good is your CV, you can now use it in your own time using your mobile phone just by going through Nia. Again, very helpful tool, and I suggest everyone to use it for job search, CV writing, interview preparation, and so on. I put the link in the link is in the chat box. I'm going to see if I can show you. Yes, here. So it can help you with job search. It can help you with CV writing, reviewing. It doesn't write your CV. You need to write your CV yourself, but it can review and improve your CV. It can help you with interviews, and all of them are free of charge, as you can see. It can help improve your LinkedIn if you have a LinkedIn account. It can help you with career planning as well. You can say, I have refugee status in the UK. I was working in Syria for 5 years and this was my job. I want to do this in the UK. What is a good plan for me? And then it can help you with, okay, this is a good plan. You need to do number 1, number 2, number 3, and it can find you free training. Okay, so say that I live in Bristol. I need free training in healthcare or care work, access course, and it searches for you and it gives you a list of free training available in your area. So again, as you can see, many people, they used it very successfully, and it's a very good support because you can have access to it every day, anytime that you need it. So make sure that you use it. Any question about WhatsApp support or by Nia? Is it clear what you need to do? Okay, so the next one, which I'm going to introduce you to it, is a similar website, a similar tool called Path. And this one is a very good online support for people with professional background. Okay, many of you may have previous careers in your country, engineers, scientists, teachers, businessmen, anything, any kind of previous career that you had back in your countries, and now you are thinking of how you can start the same, how you can enter the same careers and restart your careers here in the UK, but you don't know what to do and where to go and what is the kind of pathway, what is the roadmap for you. And this one, Path, is designed specifically for refugee professionals. So again, when I send you the slides, you have access to the link. I send that link here in the chat box. If you go to the page, this is what you will see. It's very easy to use. You can use it on your mobile phone as well. You don't need to do much kind of many things. It's just 6-7 easy questions that you need to answer. So it starts with your profession. So some of you've had these professions back in your countries. If not, you can go for other. If your job is not listed here, go for other. But let's say you are an accountant, just click for accountant. If your job is not listed here, go for other, and then you can type it here saying that I'm not sure, I'm a care worker. Okay, but for now, let's say you are an accountant. And which area of accounting you are more experienced in, you can choose, or saying that any other. your country, the country that you are qualified from, let's say from Sudan, but there are other countries, so you can choose your country. The university, so there are some Sudanese universities listed here. If your university is there, just go for it. If not, others. So if you go for, I'm not sure, Iraq as well, there are some Iraqi universities listed here. If your university is not there, go for other Iraqi universities. The year that you graduated, let's say 2018, 16, 17, when you finished your university course, and what is the degree that you have? Do you have any of these degrees, A-levels, secondary, apprenticeship, vocational? Let's say you have vocational training. You didn't go to university in Iraq. You just did some training and became an accountant. Years of experience, you worked for how many years? I would say here I'll choose 3 to 5 years. Your English, is it good? Intermediate, advanced? Let's say intermediate, not advanced, not beginner. What is the exam that you need to do? You are not sure about the exam. Do you need an exam? If yes, what kind of exam? And your current situation. Have you recently arrived in the UK? I'm searching for what I do. I go for this. Are you asylum seeker or refugee or any other scheme, like for Ukrainians or for Afghans? Let's say you have refugee status. And that's it. If you would like, you can add your CV to it, but it's not necessary. Even without CV, it can give you the information. And if you click Create My Pathway, it comes back with different type of options that you have. As an accountant from Iraq or from Sudan with vocational qualification and 5 years of experience. And then you can go through each of them and see which one is the best option for you. And in each of them, it tells you about how long it will take, how much it will cost, and if there is any support available or not. So for instance, one option for you is about having ACCA qualification, and it gives you all the information that you need about how to apply for that qualification. As you can see, it's free. Then the second step is meeting the entry requirements. Again, it gives you all the entry requirements. And here there is a link to the actual website. So it takes you to the website that you can see all the requirements for yourself. I'll go back to then you need to do some exams, and it gives you all the information about the exams, how much they are going to cost, how long it's going to take, between 1 to 3 years. About work experience, how you can have more work experience here in the UK as an accountant. And here, the good thing is you are not alone. You have support from RefuAid, ACCA, ACA, EW, and CIMA. And all of them, they have a specific programs to support refugees with accounting background. If you need information support, if you need financial support, RefuAid, they can support you. And if you need language support, there is a link to Breaking Barriers that they can support you as well. If you have more questions, so if you go through all of these, every information here, and if you still have more questions, there is a chat box. You can just and the chat bot called Rafi, you can click on Rafi and start speaking with that. If you have any more question, the chatbot Rafi knows anything about you now. It reads all the information and it comes back to you saying that, hi, I'm Rafi. I know that you are an accountant from Sudan or from Iraq. These are the things that you can do. What else you need to know? It says, would you like more specific information about any of these areas? Or would you like to share more about your accounting specialization to help me create a more tailored plan? So you can continue asking questions about your situation. So you can say, networking. So for instance, you need more information about networking opportunities in the UK accounting sector. You just copy it here, and it comes back with more information about how to find contacts in the network, in the accounting sector in the UK that can help you to go back to your job and find jobs. And it gives you a list of refugee-specific networks, a list of professional accounting networks, a list of different type of events, online community. Those information are now available through support from AI. The only thing that you need to do, you need to learn how to use these tools, which I showed you. They are quite easy to use. If you have even more information about any of them, you can continue asking questions from Rafi, and it gives you more specific answers. So again, and this could be the same for any other job. Okay, so if you can always go back to the main page, and if you have any other job which is listed here or even not listed here, let's say we go for other and we choose care worker. You are a care worker from Somalia. You didn't go to university. I didn't attend university. You don't have any degree. You don't have a qualification, or we say you have a secondary school qualification, experience. Your language is beginner. Your language is not good. You don't know the exam. You are searching. You have refugee status, and you create your own. And it gives you about information about the steps that you need to take. Step 1, step 2, the financial support, the language support, and if you need more, you can always go to Rafi for more questions. It reads everything about you, and it comes back with some more information. So for instance, if you would like to do a level 3, let's see how you can do it. You say, I like to progress to higher qualification like level 3. It searches all the level 3 courses and information and comes back with specific advice. Okay, this is what you need to do first. English language, you need to do ESOL level 2. Initial qualification, and then in the next 6 to 12 months, you need to do this. In the next 12 to 24 months, you need to do your level 3, and that's it. And these are the funding options, and these are the next steps. And even if you have more questions, again, the point is, I said it's important to have a plan. Without plan, you cannot achieve that much. You cannot make much progress. But making a plan is difficult because you need to know all the information and options. But now, with the support of these kind of tools, it's not that difficult, because you can go to NIA or you can go to PATH, and then you can give some information, and then they come back with all the information that you need, and they make planning for you. So you don't need to plan yourself. They plan for you. In the next 6 months, do number 1, 2, 3. In the next 12 months, do number 3, 4, 5. In the next 2 years, do number 6. And then they give you a specific advice about what kind of funding support are available if you need money, and also what are the next steps. And if you have more questions and if you need more, you always can continue asking more questions. So again, I suggest everyone to go through these two very useful tools and start using them for your planning. And when I send you the career planning, you can use these two tools to kind of support you in your career planning process. I've added a list of different type of organization available up and down the country, which can help you with employability support. Refugee Employment Network, Breaking Barriers, Turn, ACH, Refugee Restart Loan, and others. So they have different type of support for specific areas of employment. I would suggest everyone going to their web pages, trying to see what kind of support do they have, and if there is anything that they can support you with. If you need more training, online training, I added 2 YouTube channels. The first one is for Turn. If you are interested becoming self-employed, if you have a business idea, and if you would like to start your own business, you would like to become a plumber, you would like to become a mechanic, you would like to become, I'm not sure, selling something here in the UK, and you would like to start your own business, your own company, Turn is the best place to go, and they have a very good YouTube channel, and you can find all the information needed about how to start a business as a refugee and what kind of support available for you. And the second one is this YouTube channel for a charity called Launchpad I think they are in, I'm not sure, Brighton or Bristol, but I think they are in Brighton. But you can have access to their videos, and in that they have loads of videos about specifically for refugees, specifically on employment. So for instance, I'm going to take you to their video channel. So how to access education, and this is the talk that I've done for them last week. How to make your new business successful, how to start volunteering, online selling if you are interested in selling online, changing your career, small business, right to work in the UK, the career journey, confidence building, social media use. There are many videos, all of them specifically designed for refugee job seekers or professionals. So if you need any information, that's a very good bank of information. Just go there, see which videos are more supportive and more helpful for you, and watch the videos. And each of them, they give you more advice, more support, and more information about what you have available. There is I think this is the last one, which I'm going to show you. There is a website called Barclays Life Skills. I explained later how important are the employability skills, those 9 skills that I showed you, that you can write in your CV and talk about in your interview. There are some good online trainings, free online trainings for employability skills. And if you need some training on employability skills, go to Barclays Life Skills, search for what you need, and then here you can say, I want to build my confidence, my next step, my mindset and skills for work. So we go for this one. Or you can go for applying for jobs and so on. So there are different type of courses, but skills for work. And you are in, let's say, working life. And these are different type of online courses that they have for learning the skills that you need, the financial skills, the numeracy skills, and so on. And then you can go through all of these are short trainings. You can go through these trainings and then you can add them to your CV in terms of saying that I've done this course in Barclays Life and I have that skills and the qualification. Okay, I think that was the end of it, and that was the end of our session. I send you the slides later today with the career plan, but again, please keep these slides, and some of them may not be helpful now, but in the next 6 months, in the next few months, next year, next 2 years, next 5 years, some of these informations may be very helpful. Keep coming back. The other thing is in each session, we had so many different links and resources. Take time to go through them. Some of them, they could be very helpful for you, specifically these 2-3 tools, Nia and Path. They are there, they are ready. You don't need to search for someone to help you. Now, AI, computer can support you. Just go through them and start planning for your education, for your training, and for your employment. And if you need any more information, advice, and support, you're always welcome to drop me an email, which is there. So that was the end of it. I'm going to stop recording, and then